Alright, video post start to the day. So again, oops, glasses on. Yeah, okay, I do need glasses to read. Have for years. So yeah, there's that. Do have a green card to America. Did study design and don't use drugs. And I've never dealt drugs. I'm just so sick of the bullshit since 2015. It's 10 years of me being under duress. I'm over it. What started out first as me being a smartass back to some dickheads that were affiliated with Brett Aikenhead because they kept harassing me has turned into a 10-year hell. I'm exhausted from it. I asked my mother back in 2015, oh, look, it wouldn't have gone that far if my mother had have done exactly what she was specifically asked to do, which is why I don't want anything to do with my mother. It's got nothing to do with anything in the past before that, which if you ever knew my mother before that, it's like, well, you know, her past behavior, you know, you're somebody that should be trying to redeem yourself, and she didn't. So, I mean, the whole rubbish from 2016 to 2018 was just bullshit, fake. I said this to Giovanni Consalvo back in the start of 2016 when I said, you know, because I was lied about in 2015, you know, I've been getting monitored and surveillanced. He's like shrugs it off. I'm like, okay, so that's nothing. So that's fine with me being monitored and surveillanced, basically. So you're fine with that. Like, this is practically being bugged. The harassment's so bad. And he just shrugs it off like it's nothing. It's like, well, it's not nothing. You know, and if mum had helped with what she actually was specifically asked to help with back in 2015, perfect. Not make up bullshit stories. So this has gone for what is actually 10 years now. It's 10 years of my entire life that's been damaged. You know, even Dad, Mark Fleming, like what he said last year when I was talking about going back to my studies. He's like, oh, why are you going back to your studies? You didn't do anything with your last studies. I'm like, wait a minute. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Because when I was, fine arts, I still always do stuff with my artwork. So I studied fine arts at TAFE College in 1996. I studied design fundamentals in 1997. And design fundamentals, what I learned with that is how I first met Steve Hatcher-Dimitri, because I was designing my first sofa for myself back in 2005, 2006. And I did a draft of it. And I took it into Steve Hatcher-Dimitri to make. And then I ended up being friends with Steve Hatcher-Dimitri. That's how we got friends. Become friends, sorry. Then when I was mugged after work, November 30th, 2007, I then went back to my design studies and I studied design events and illustration at Emmore Design Centre, TAFE College, there at Emmore, where I even got great marks for my in-class work with product design, furniture design, but I actually received a credit for my pass in design a wearable object, which is part of fashion design. That's first year. Then I wanted to do more in interior design. So in 2010, I studied Interior Decoration 101, part of interior design, which is part of, was at Coca Republic, but it was affiliated with Emmore Design Centre, TAFE College. You see, so I did. And then I worked for Steve Hatcher-Dimitri from 2009 to 2012 when I wasn't studying. Like, this is just bullshit. And then when I got lied about it in 2015, I had enough. It's like, okay, I'm sick of this. Like, you can hear how sick and flu I am. It's like, because you're running my immune system into the ground. Like, you know, the lies about me just run myself into the fucking ground. You know, there's even one of the briefs from Emmore Design Centre done in 2009 where this fucking Brett Aikenhead was reading it and he took it the wrong way. I'm like, how can you take that? You're insane. You are a backwards, bigot-minded, uneducated person. He will carry on and go, oh, because he was a nurse, that's education. I'm like, no, there's a difference. There's a difference having a job that anybody can do than be knowledgeable and educated in things like the arts. You know, anyway. So this is just all this rubbish that's just gone around in circles where I'm like, no, I don't want to have my sister in my life. I don't want to have my family in my life. Not until they want to actually help. And I was very specific what I asked for. And back in 2015, I was extremely specific what I was asking for. And this is before people like Brett Aikenhead's friend, Peter Fry, started harassing me. And then before Mark Hanna and all this rubbish. It's like, now this wouldn't have happened if you end up, well, besides me playing a prank on them, if you didn't just do what I specifically asked you to do, and that was in 2015, can I get a solicitor to do a cease and desist order? It's really simple. I was lied about. So I just want to cease and desist order, and that shuts it down straight away. It's simple. No, because mum had to go with a scam. You know, basically. Like, it's ridiculous. And I even said to them, I've got a green card to America, you know. Well, this is going to damage me. Can you help? No. So and then they turn around, want to be part of my life. It's like, no. Because you made it out to be, what, Greyhound therapy or something else, or try to make me, you know, like a character of person. I'm like, that I'm not. I'm like, no, there's no way that you're going to be part of my life now after the last 10 years. There's no, like, you weren't credible before 2015. This is now 10 years since 2015. So what makes you think you're going to be part of my life? Because you're not credible. I've just had my life destroyed for 10 years. You know, so, and besides, like, me being a smart ass to fucking dickheads that were deliberately breaking privacy. Oh, God, my glands are swollen. Privacy, confidentiality, and prime laws. I'm just like, you know, what? Like, if my family had been decent and stopped sucking up the ass of every stranger that comes their way and be loyal to their family, it's like, you're not even loyal. Like, you're not even loyal. You're not even decent. Like, there's nothing that I could stand back and go, oh, you're decent. Like, with what it's cost me, money and damages, it's like, and the way that they're carrying on, it's like, what are you talking about? I still had well over 100,000 still saved in the bank. Never spent it. That was, you know, the start of my investment property, 16 Scott Road, and other fixed term deposits I had when I was working at Star. They're saying to my family members, you know, idiots thought I was a drug dealer and a drug user, and they shrug it off. It's like, oh. It's like, oh, well, you know, like it's like they want me to be tarnished, like my family. It's like, because they're just women that are just so narcissistic. It's like, all right, I don't care anymore. Honestly, it's like it got to the point where I'm just like, I don't care anymore. You just damaged my life, and that's why I'm like, nah, I want nothing to do with Amanda. And when it comes to the extended family, which is like, you know, my mum's sisters and their children, it's like, listen, why would we have anything to do with each other? Like, why would we actually have anything to do with each other now? I mean, Nan's dead, we didn't have to. So, now I'll leave that post there. So that's where I'm at with this. It's like, no. You know, I turned to my mum and said, oh, Giovanni's been telling people I was a carer and he involved organisations in my life. You know, no, you're not going to help. You know what mum turned around to me and said? So when I asked her to have false information corrected, she turned around and said, she can't do anything unless I make her power of attorney. I'm like, I'm not making you fucking power of attorney. Thanks very much. You fucking scammer. All you've got to do is help me get some lies corrected, you fucking scammer. It's like, no. So anyway, oh God, I'm fluey. My glands are swollen. Oh yeah, they tried to make me out to be a drug user and everything in the last 10 years. And I'll stand up and say, yeah, okay, fine. Me acting like an idiot. It's like, oh, so what? I acted like an idiot. I walked up Cathedral Street to turn right on the Forbes Street and pretend to be afraid of the people under the bridge. Did a big scene. It was all fake. Walked up Forbes Street, turned right into the garage. Sat in the garage, was just waiting for this social worker that was surveillancing me to come and check the set. Because I'm thinking, this fucking social worker that lives in the building literally wasn't even a minute. And she's like, comes down and sits next to me. She goes, oh yeah, he's all right. He's all right. I was like, fucking damn, I'm all right. Because that was acting. The same as when I stood next to this fucking drag queen and police were pretending to be, well, heavy-handed with an abo, and I'm there going, no, like fake crime. Oh, it was to these fucking gay organisations that harassed me for years, basically. You know, when you tell, so Giovanni in 2016 involved some organisations into my life. Matt O'Rourke, the Reach Out organisation, Eva, this Danielle, this Akon. Oh, then you've got Mind Dog. It's like, and when I found out about Mind Dog, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't accept their behaviour. I accept the service dog requirements in the US where I hold a green card, not what they're trying to do. No. So it was all these people that was just harassing me, and I told them. I told Matt O'Rourke, I'm like, you know, you're not needed, right? This is just to help Giovanni. I know what he's been telling people. So like, fuck this. So I did tell them, and I'm like, no, screw it. I'll just be a smart ass back because I'm so sick and tired of it. And you get to a point where I'm that sick and tired of my actual family and their bullshit song and dance and attention seeking on those women That's like, this is my life you're talking about. This is the damage you're doing to my life just so you can run around and have people give you attention, which is what Carol does. I'm a concerned mother, fake cry, fake cry. It's like, no, she's not. She's just in between boyfriends. She's bored. She's not a concerned mother. If she's a concerned mother, she would have done what I asked her to do back in 2015. She's just looking for attention. There's nothing concerned about her. She does these games before. Anyway, I'll leave that video there because I don't want to do a 10-minute one. So that's where I'm at. And that and absolutely swollen glands in my throat that came back with nothing. Ugh. So it must be just something. There's an infection internally trying to fight. So yeah, the doctor said it came back with nothing. Oh, no COVID. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't get COVID. I'm a Republican. I was like that in America. And when they're like, oh, about the vaccine, I'm like, oh, I don't need to be vaccinated. I'm a Republican. But I only got 2 vaccines done because, and I was sick. I was so sick. I wish I never did, but I got vaccinated just to come back to Australia. But I'm walking around going, everyone's so shit scared. I'm like, yeah. Let's see how this pans out in a couple of years. And here we are. A few years later, it's like, oh, it was a hoax. Oh, it was fake. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And you got some far leftists still talking about how many people died. So we're talking about what's the age group? And did they already have an illness? And, were they already dying? So they just died anyway? Is it normal, like, death amount for a bad flu? Because, you never hear about, oh, I had a flu vaccine, so it's COVID. I'm like, listen, can we just go back to calling the flu a flu?